Yeah, so whatever he says, she's going to go back to Pakistan. So that's what she told you, right?
She thought that was her responsibility, obviously, that she was going to lead what she said was all the democratic forces against this dictatorship, and she was going to go back and she was not going to be deterred.
Was there any...
She never ran away. She never ran away. She was very courageous all her life. I mean, this was a woman who was beautiful, well-educated, still young, obviously from a wealthy family. I mean, she could have lived a wonderful, happy, easy life anywhere in the world, but she chose a different course for herself. And even at the end, she was not going to be deterred from doing what she thought was her responsibility to her country and to her people. And she knew there were risks, but this was her life. She made that clear.
Okay, did in the corridors of power in America, were there any terms dictated to her, or were there any terms and conditions set with her return to Pakistan?
No, the Americans didn't set terms. I think that there were discussions that possibly American officials had with people in the Musharraf regime, and maybe at some level with Musharraf in particular. I mean, the only thing that Benazir made it clear to me that she absolutely demanded was a free and fair election. And she thought under any free and fair election that the Pakistan People's Party would do extremely well. And those were the main terms. The one thing that I asked for the Bush administration to do, which they did not do, unfortunately, was directly tell General Musharraf that the U.S. would hold him, Musharraf, directly responsible for Benazir Bhutto's personal safety. I wanted that one line conveyed by the Bush administration, and, I think it may have been conveyed by people like Senator, now Vice President Biden, and Congressman Tom Lantos, but it was never conveyed by the Bush administration.
So that was never conveyed by the Bush administration?
As far as I know.
Yeah, okay. She mended her ties with Nawaz Sharif.
Well, they worked together on the Charter of Democracy. That was a very serious document. This was sort of the first time we had the PPP and the PMLN in a cross-party manifesto. It was a very serious document, and I was very happy last Monday that President Zardari signed the 18th Amendment into law, which really implemented that commitment that Benazir made in the Charter of Democracy.
What happened in Abu Dhabi before she came back to Pakistan? There was a meeting over there between...
You mean the Musharraf meeting?
The Musharraf meeting, yeah.
Yeah, they had two meetings, one in January and one in July, I believe.
Yeah.
Can
you recall the last meeting?
I think the last meeting was in July 2007 in Abu Dhabi, and I was not there.
You were not there. Were you there in the first meeting?
I was not.
You were not. Did she share anything with you, regarding these meetings?
I knew the meetings took place, which there weren't that many people that were aware that these meetings actually had taken place. She told me that this is going to be a long and very difficult process. This was the beginning and not the end, and that the goal from the very beginning that she impressed upon him was that she was going to demand and fight for free and fair elections.
There was an understanding between Nawaz Sharif and Benazir that they did not go tilt towards Musharraf. Why did she go for Musharraf?
I don't think that she, it was pretty obvious after she returned on the 18th of October that relations between her and Musharraf, between the PPP and the Musharraf government were not good at all. Musharraf was under the impression that she would not return before the election. He demanded that she not return, and he was angry that she did return, and God knows he didn't give us the protections that she was entitled to, and that the UN thought would have saved her life. But I don't think she tilted. I mean, when Benazir died on December 27th, Nawaz went to the hospital in Pindi immediately to pay her respects. He said that publicly she is our leader. I mean, it was a very emotional moment. I think the democratic forces of Pakistan united. She and Nawaz both had a vested interest in eliminating that ridiculous ban on prime ministers elected for the third time. Obviously, they both had the same vested interest. They were united in that. And they, under their charter of democracy, they were committed to the same revocation of the 17th Amendment and the establishment of the National Assembly as the primal body of Pakistan, as it was meant to be in the 73 Constitution. I think they were working very closely together, and I don't think she tilted at all to Musharraf. And you see the results of the election. I mean, Musharraf's PMLQ did horribly in that election, and the PPP and the PMLN and the ANP and other parties did much better.
Let's come to this the new faces which were there. Once she was not there, Asif Ali Zardari takes over, and the kids are over there, and we're going to talk about the kids, Benazir Bhutto's kids, and we're going to talk about Asif Ali Zardari. We'll take a short break over here and we'll be back.